It's very important with these questions that you read it very carefully before you attempt an answer, and that's because something very particular goes wrong with these questions, which we'll talk about when we get to the examiner's report. Anyway, Fiona's going shopping apparently, and you can see how many times she's been shopping. We should know there's 52 weeks in a year, but you can actually work it out by adding up the frequency column, couldn't you? Now, what I'm doing now is that we know that some weeks she spent between £0 and £20, and then between £20 and £40, but we've got no idea what exactly she spent. And remember, we were asked to estimate the total amount of money that she spent over the year. So the only thing that's fair to do is to say if she spent somewhere between £0 and £20, we're going to assume that she spent £10, and she spent that 5 times. 5 weeks she spent £10, and 11 weeks, 11 times she went shopping. We're going to say she spent £30. We don't know, but remember, we're estimating. And then £50, £70 and £90. That's the midpoints. Now, if I've been shopping, 5 times, and I estimating £10 each time, that means I must have spent £50 in those 5 shopping trips. But how many trips did she make? Well, we did know there's 52 weeks in a year, but it's worth checking. Maybe she didn't go shopping every week, so you should add up the frequencies and just check that you can find out how many times she went shopping. And now we're going to find out we're going to estimate how much money she spent in total. Okay, so if she's been shopping 5 times and spent £10, that means she must have spent £50 overall. And 11 times by 30, it's going to be 330, isn't it? Now, be very careful when you're doing this, because although some of these are easy to do in our heads, it's very easy to, let's say for example 70 times by 19, to get that wrong in your head. Now, we are allowed calculators in this exam, so I recommend that you do use it. So for example here I've done 70 times by 20 and then taken off 19, and that looks alright to me, doesn't it? But then of course, if I just check on my calculator, I can see actually it would have been better if I had checked on my calculator rather than doing something. What's the point of losing a mark or two? Okay, so now I've got the right sum, I'm going to add those all up. And here we go, about to add these all up. And I think we get the answer 1,290, I think. Okay, so I'm just checking now my calculator, and it's looking quite good. 2,920 actually. Okay, so that's my estimate. Now I'm going to write down a sentence conclusion, and the reason I'm doing that is because many students in this country are going to make a mistake here. They're going to now divide their answer by 52, thinking they're working out an average weekly spend. That is a kind of question they ask in these exams, but it's not the question we're being asked here. So make sure we give a total, and by writing the sentence I'm going to make myself do it the correct thing. And here's the examiner's report, and indeed, if you read through that, just pause and read through if you want to, but I would bring your attention to that last sentence. A minority of candidates did not read the question carefully and worked out the average weekly spend and hence lost the accuracy mark. So they've lost one of the marks simply because they did not read the question properly. You were asked for a total, an estimate of the total amount you spent, not an average. Okay, right, so here's the marks. So you've got 2 method marks and 1 accuracy mark. And so that's how it's going to be 3 for that question. Okay, so have a look at that. Okay.